So what's going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Maschine. Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be giving you a full breakdown, or at least I'm going to try my very best because it's 8 minutes long, of the brand new Black Ops Cold War Zombies reveal trailer. There is literally so much information in here. I am 100% guaranteed to miss a ton of things, so let me know in the comment section below what things you spot. But there's going to be plenty of videos on the channel, so make sure you are staying tuned, but let's get right into it. Here we go, and enjoy. So if you haven't already seen the actual trailer, it is about 2.5 minutes long. It is already on the channel if you want to check it out. But the video that Call of Duty posted on their YouTube channel altogether was 8 minutes. It included the trailer and then them talking about the game. So there's loads of information to do with the story, gameplay, features. There's an awful lot. So the map itself is called the Maschine. As of right now, that is the only one that is confirmed. Whether or not there's going to be more, usually we get 2 or 3, but right now it is just the one. Starting off with the story information that we have first, over on the Call of Duty website, they've given us a ton of information on this. They said, the 4-person co-op mode is set to take veterans and newcomers alike on a bold and terrifying journey that expands on an iconic part of the Call of Duty franchise. Longtime fans will likely find something familiar with this new chapter, but that's for players to discover on their journey. What's canon is canon, but with Black Ops Cold War, Zombies is starting afresh with a new narrative and a, shall we say, new cast of characters. The mode includes new ways to progress, classic fan favourite perks, and an arsenal of Cold War weaponry that will help survivors dominate the legions of the undead. With more than a nod to Nakda and Toten, the map that started it all, Die Maschine takes place in the early 80s, but its roots reach back even further into the past. As part of Requiem, a CIA-backed international response team led by Weaver from the original Black Ops story, operatives explore a World War II bunker that hasn't only been ravaged by time. While fighting to suppress the unnatural phenomena at this graffiti-skinned, boarded-up bunker, Requiem team members investigate what lies beneath the structure that's been left to crumble after decades of disservice. Should they succeed, Requiem may uncover decades-old secrets that append their global order. At the same time, a Soviet-led division and rival to Requiem, the Omega Group, enters the fray. The Omega Group also has keen interest in studying and harnessing the unexplained events and anomalies manifesting around the globe. Between Requiem and Omega Group, there are plenty of characters who may aid or hinder your journey, while others have separate unknown agendas that will be upon the player to discover. Among this cast, there is one particular contact, Sam, who is eager to share intel discovered from deep within the KGB. Bolstered by various pieces of intel that the player can track in-game, this incredible zombie story will start to unfold in mysterious and unexpected ways. So that is what the Call of Duty website tells us about the story, but as we go through the video and we hear the Treyarch developers talk, they also mention some things that we don't see in here. We are told that, yes, even though this is a new story, we are still in the same Ether universe. This is the next chapter, and it takes place after the events of Tag der Toten. Craig Houston, who is the main writer, specifically says, at the end of BO4, when Primus and Ultimus sacrificed themselves to save the world, they destroyed the summoning key, which we know destroyed the zombies multiverse, leaving only one world left. This one world was where we saw Samantha and Eddie walk off into, and they had hoped that this world wouldn't contain zombies. Well, they were half right. The multiverse was destroyed, yes, there was only one world left that was also right, but they weren't correct about the zombie situation because we can see right here, zombies in fact exist. That's also interesting to me because the way they word it makes it sound like we could be in the same universe as the one that Samantha and Eddie walked off into at the end of BO4. And what's even more suspicious is, right at the beginning of the trailer, we see a woman walk up to a telephone, she phone calls Weaver, and Weaver calls her Sam. And we were also told in the Treyarch blog post I've just read out that there is a character called Sam who is eager to share intel with Weaver. So I'm sure what you guys can see I'm getting at is Samantha grown up. And there's even more to this because within the trailer you will hear Sam say, it's happening again. It happened to Samantha previously in the old universe with Primus and Ultimus, where everything was more than likely fine, I would guess, for a while, and now something's happened in her new world where, as she says, it's happening again. So is this Samantha, and will we see Eddie? That's something that needs a lot more explaining. But yeah, as I said, we are playing as a set of characters who are a part of Requiem, which is a CIA-backed international response team led by Weaver that was sent to Die Maschine to uncover some secrets. Whilst we are there, we also come up against some Soviet rivals who are the Omega Group. They are at the facility, also trying to uncover secrets. But there will also be other characters we meet with their own agendas. In the trailer, we see Woods. Perhaps he isn't a part of Requiem, but he's there for his own reason. But that's all of the story information we've got. This is canon. This is after Tagdo Toten. We are still in the Ether storyline, just on the next chapter. We had other characters like Dr. Monty, the Shadow Man, the Apothecans, the Victor's crew, all of those other people and maps that were sent to the Dark Ether at the end of Black Ops 4. Just because they are gone doesn't mean we can't see nods to it. We might see references to the past. But anyway, moving on to the next subject, talking about the gameplay and features. Going back to the Call of Duty blog, we are told one of the first new features is going to be weapon rarity. In addition to the return of the Pack-a-Punch machine to transform your weapon, all weapons will now have rarity associated with them. The higher the rarity, the greater the damage output and attachments for the weapon. For the first time, this will allow any weapon in the game to be sustainable in later rounds. This also adds more variety and fun to finding new weapons through wall buys in the mystery box. So even the worst weapons in the game, let's say a starting weapon or a pistol, you can get a better version of that gun so that it's feasible to use even on the higher rounds. Even the worst guns have the potential to be the best. Another new feature is field upgrades. Outside of weaponry, players can deploy field upgrades as proactive abilities that add another layer to squad-based tactics, charge them up by killing zombies, then deploy them in times of desperate need. From offensive buffs to abilities that aid in evasion or healing and reviving. These field upgrades are made to fit numerous playstyles and situations. We also have equipment, so around the map you can craft and find lethal, tactical, and support equipment. Lethal and tactical equipment are going to be similar to equipment that you can find in multiplayer like frag grenades, while support equipment is home to high-powered offensive weaponry. This slot could be where you deploy grenade launchers, sentry turrets, explosive bows, and even chopper gunners as we've seen in the gameplay, all tools that can deliver a massive power spike when your squad needs it most. And then we have information on the perks. Classic zombie perks are back with a reimagined Cold War aesthetic, including the return of timeless favourites like Juggernog and Speed Cola. There's no longer a limit to how many different perks you can consume, so we're not limited to 4 perks, or occasionally you could get more by doing something, but now you can have as many perks as you want. I don't know how many are in the game, but let's say 10. To me that sounds very OP, but I've always said having 4 perks really does limit you, so now you can have as many as you want. And then we have something new which is called XFill. So instead of perishing to the Horde, Black Ops Cold War Zombies provides a new option to escape with your life when you're feeling overrun. If your whole squad is in trouble, you can opt to exfiltrate the undead combat zone via a helicopter, although zombie spawns will be dialed up to 11. You should expect to earn some rewards if your squad completes the final push to survive. So no longer do you have to die at the end of a zombies game, we actually now have a sort of end game, I guess you could call it, a game over, where you can call in an exfil. You then have to survive a few rounds, which are going to be very difficult, but at the end, if you escape on the chopper, you will get some kind of reward. So that's all of the gameplay information we were told in the blog. We now have weapon rarities, a lethal, tactical, and a support slot. We can craft, pick up, or find equipment. At the end of the game, we don't have to die anymore. You can actually escape by calling in an exfil, but also the DLC maps are going to be free, so everyone can follow along with the story. There is going to be crossplay, a battle pass, the Pack-a-Punch is coming back, so our power-ups, the mystery box, war guns, classic perks as well as new ones. The gameplay is also going to be classic with some fresh new things. And talking along the lines of weapons, one thing that isn't mentioned in the blog which is mentioned in the trailer is we can now bring our own assault rifle or SMG, whatever weapon you want, into the start of zombies. No longer do you have to have a starting weapon, but from the get-go it sounds like you can pretty much bring your loadout into the game, as well as equipment, and we have score streaks. That's pretty much everything we are told, but now let's go through the trailer bit by bit and pick out what interesting things we can see. So this is our map, D Maschine, which takes place in and around the surrounding area of Nagda and Toten, as well as underneath it. The bunker itself has been abandoned since World War II, but now, years later, the CIA team Requiem and the Soviet group Omega have arrived to uncover its secrets. Like I said, there's literally so much to go through here, so anything I miss or anything you think's of importance, please leave them in the comment section below. Near to the beginning when we are in this dark section, the guns the characters are firing seem to be giving off a purple light, so I'm thinking, is that a Pack-a-Punched weapon? There's literally so much stuff. We have our character Sam contacting Weaver. Is that Samantha? We also see the spawn for the mystery box. Something is a little bit different. You might notice it is no longer a teddy bear sitting on there. We now have a rabbit. I'm wondering why that's changed, because the mystery box itself looks exactly the same. Not gonna lie, this trailer really gives me a horror vibe to it, which I am very excited for. I haven't really been scared of zombies, I would say. Well, I was never really scared of it, but I guess back in the older days, World at War especially, zombies was pretty scary to me. Since then, it hasn't been, so hopefully this can return a bit of that. But I'm assuming what we are seeing here is underneath Nakta and Toten. What this is, what it was used for, this was probably built during World War II, so was this there when we played back in World at War or Black Ops 1, or was this made between the 40s and the 80s? And what is it? What does it do? The map itself is called Maschine. It is literally based around this thing, whatever it is. We also have this piece of equipment, or maybe it's a weapon, where the character fires it and it gives off an electricity burst which kills the zombies. We see the sentry gun and a new enemy, which sort of look like the elementals from the Chaos story, but Chaos and Ether aren't linked, so it can't be them. They might be a Nova 6 zombie. In the background we also have a power-up which we know are returning, that's a nuke. And then we get a good look at the redesigned perk machines. Now, because we are in the Ether universe, there has to be a good reason as to why the perk machines look different. We know before they were developed by different groups such as Group 935 or the Ascension Group, Division 9. We are still in that same storyline, just on to the next chapter. This perk here is Deadshot, which doesn't look like it did previously, so why now the perk machines have a different look to them? There will be a storyline explanation to this. I'm interested to hear it. Who made these? And no longer are we drinking from bottles, we now drink from cans. But we see beneath Nak there is a nuclear bomb. There were rumours that this was a nuclear testing site used by the Soviets. So was D-Machine built by them? But for what purpose? We see plenty of wall buys throughout the trailer. By the way, this map looks absolutely massive. And then we have this. Okay, what is this? Is this the wonder weapon? It just appears out of mystery box. He fires a massive blue ball of energy and it totally ravages the zombies. So wonder weapon maybe? And then there's another new enemy which are Nova 6 dogs. I'm wondering, are these hellhounds combined with Nova 6 or some other dog? Because the hellhounds are Fluffy. Fluffy was a German Shepherd. These don't look like hellhounds, so maybe these are some other type of dog combined with Nova 6. One of the characters then calls in a chopper gunner, and then we see the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now this intrigues me because half of it is the original Pack-a-Punch design, but you can see the middle portion of it is totally ripped away and there is a new device inside of it. This is part of the Group 935 Pack-a-Punch, and then the other half, well, I don't even know what's happened there, but then on the next scene, there is a character glowing blue. After that, we see a new perk machine, which is Elemental Pop. So maybe where the character is going up in blue flames, that is what this perk machine does. And then we have the ray gun. It wouldn't be zombies if that didn't return. And then one of the final scenes in the trailer is of a hazmat zombie. It says CCCP on the side of him, so he is a Soviet who probably worked here when it was being used by them as a nuclear testing facility. But is he the boss? Are we going to get him on his own round? Or will he spawn in with all of the other undead? And then after the trailer, we see Juggernog. It has a slightly different look to it, although not as much as other perks. There is a generator running it. And then we see Woods killing the undead. We were told that we will see other characters throughout the game who are here with their own agendas. Maybe that's why Woods is here. But if you look at the map itself in this small scene, okay, there's a jellyfish in the sky. It looks like Christmas. This must be some kind of special bonus mode you can do. That was the end of the trailer, but the footage continues where we see a few more things. We have Quick Revive, which looks the most original. We get a better look at Elemental Pop. It's kind of like an arcade machine. I really like the style of that. Something else you should also note is at random points throughout the trailer, we see little clips where we go back through the past. It looks like these were recorded from the war back in World War II, because we see soldiers fighting against Nazi zombies. And at this point in the trailer, you can see the Nacht building is in pretty good condition, or at least there's no graffiti everywhere, and these soldiers are burning the Nazi zombies. So I'm guessing these points in the trailer where we are going back to the past are just after the events of Nacht back in the 1940s. This could be straight after, or a month, a year or two after those original events. Anyway, we get a good look at the speed cola machine. You know what, I'm really digging the style of the machines in the cans. There's also the sentry gun, the monkey bomb. There is so much in this trailer to take out of it. I'm not going to go through things such as inspecting what every wall buy is going to be, or what the weapons or characters are holding, because this video is so big already. There's so much information here that it's just not possible to do it all in one video, but this was all of the main information that you need to know. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know anything you spotted, anything that you think is worth covering. Stay tuned on the channel for loads more videos over the next weeks leading up to the release of this game, and then past that as well. So make sure you are subscribed, drop a like rating, and I will see you guys in the next video. I am very, very excited. Until then, goodbye. And one more thing, Dead Ops Arcade 3.